I bet you $1 million that it does not take this long for this to happen. Hey guys, welcome back to the Dr. Cliff AUD vlog. This is vlog number 259, and today I want to talk to you guys about Auracast adoption. But before I get into today's video, do me a huge favor, click the like button. It really helps out the channel, and if you are not yet subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on, go ahead and do that as well. It is greatly appreciated. So, you guys have heard me talk about Auracast a lot over the course of the past couple years, probably because I think this is one of the coolest features that has ever been created when it comes to helping individuals with hearing loss. Now, let me take you a little bit back so you can understand really what Auracast is. So first and foremost, back when hearing aids started getting into the Bluetooth game where you could, connect your hearing aids up with your smart device, there was a push by the hearing aid industry to work with the the Bluetooth Special Interest Group to develop a new, more universal form of Bluetooth. And so for the past, 10 plus years, the hearing aid industry has been working with the Bluetooth SIG to develop this new Bluetooth protocol, and that new Bluetooth protocol is called Bluetooth LE Audio. So a lot of people might just be familiar with the term Bluetooth, but not really being understanding of what type of Bluetooth they're using in their devices. Now, I will say this. Most smartphones that are out there, most other, tablets and computers and stuff like that, most of those use Bluetooth Classic to connect up to other Bluetooth devices. Bluetooth Classic is definitely the most universal type of Bluetooth that's out there. But there's also Bluetooth Low Energy, there's Bluetooth, Astral Bluetooth Protocol rather, there's made for iPhone Bluetooth Low Energy, so there's a lot of different forms of Bluetooth that are out there. But this new form of Bluetooth LE Audio is a low energy form of audio streaming. It gives a significantly higher signal quality, and it has lower battery drain on your devices, which is really important for hearing aid users specifically. You can also share audio from your device to somebody else's LE Audio enabled devices, whether it's hearing aids, headphones, earbuds, things of that nature. But the coolest feature, I think, that is made possible by Bluetooth LE Audio is Auracast Broadcast audio. So think of it like this. A lot of individuals with hearing aids have telecoils inside of their hearing aids. If you happen to go to a public venue that has a hearing loop installed, which is basically like a copper wiring that's installed in the facility, and if they're feeding audio into that copper loop, the telecoils inside of your hearing aids can pull the audio directly from that public venue and put it into your ears. It is a very cool technology. It's been around forever. The problem with it is that it just never really caught on to the point where every single public venue that you would go to had this form of streaming technology. But the cool thing with the LE Audio, Bluetooth, and Auracast is that Auracast is a form of Bluetooth transmission, and anybody can tap into that transmission as long as you have LE Audio enabled devices and Auracast capabilities. So you basically, instead of having to have a public venue put in an expensive hearing loop like we have inside of my audiology clinic in Phoenix, instead those places can get a Auracast transmitter and then plug the audio just into that transmitter and have that transmitter broadcast the audio to anyone who wants to tap into it, just like you're tapping into a Wi-Fi signal. So this is going to completely revolutionize public streamed audio, and it's not just for individuals with hearing aids, and this is why I think that this is going to take off much quicker than what people are expecting, because it doesn't just benefit individuals with hearing loss and hearing aids that have telecoils. It benefits all of those people because as long as you have hearing aids that has LE Audio capabilities, but it's also going to benefit people who have LE Audio enabled earbuds or headphones or some other type of streaming device. And think of it this way, you end up going to a Broadway show and you want to hear the people up on stage better at the Broadway show. If that show is broadcasting that audio through a Auracast transmitter, then anyone who's there who has one of those wireless devices can tap into that signal and hear the people talking or singing up on stage just like they're right there next to you. And the other cool thing about this is that imagine if you go to a concert. Let's say that you are going to a Bon Jovi concert and you want to hear Bon Jovi singing, but you want to actually, because you're a huge drum fan maybe you tap into the audio signal of the drummer so you can hear the drummer better. Or maybe you're a big fan of the guitar playing, so you tap into the guitar audio stream. Or let's say that you end up going to a movie theater and not only do you have hearing loss, but maybe you have some vision loss. And so instead of you getting closed captions at the movie theater that you can't see anyway because you have vision difficulties, you get descriptive audio where it's actually telling you what's happening in the scene and you're streaming it directly into your ears. The possibilities are endless when it comes to Auracast, and the only limiter here is having a device inside of your ears that can stream that broadcast audio and a facility that has an Auracast Broadcast transmitter to push out the audio for you to pick it up with your devices. So I went and did some digging, and I actually found some statistics of what we believe is going to happen. Rather, when I say we, I mean the Bluetooth Special Interest Group. They have estimates on what they think is going to happen. So first and foremost, over the course of the next 5 years here, so I guess from 2024 up to 2028, we are going to see a significant increase in the amount of annual Bluetooth LE audio devices shipped. So by the time we get to 2028, we're going to see 3 billion LE audio enabled devices shipping. And this can be a combination of smartphones, hearing aids, other hearables and wearables and over-the-counter hearing aids and all these different devices that you could tap into a LE audio Auracast stream, which is really, really cool. And when you think about it, it's 2025 right now. We have over 1 billion devices that are expected to be shipped this year. And that number is going to almost double here in just 1 year from now. And it's just a really, really cool thing to see. But I honestly don't even know if it's going to take that long for it to happen. Now, let's go into a different statistic here. So this is the amount of devices over the course of the next, I believe this is the next 4 years here, that are going to actually have the LE audio form of Bluetooth that gives you access to Auracast. So in 2024, we can see that most devices being shipped are classic audio, so Bluetooth Classic. You have a smaller percentage that have Bluetooth Classic and LE audio, and then have a tiny little sliver of just LE audio devices that don't have Bluetooth Classic in them. Even then, this is still pretty impressive because we're already seeing the shipment of these LE audio enabled Bluetooth devices. In fact, this one right here, the Samsung Galaxy S25, this one has LE audio Bluetooth inside of it, which means that I can tap into an Auracast signal right now if something was transmitting via Auracast. In fact, I can actually pick up an Auracast transmission from my wife's phone who has a Samsung Galaxy S23. Now, if you're an iPhone user, you don't have access to this yet, so if you really want to see these numbers accelerate much quicker, get people who have iPhones access to LE audio and Auracast, and you'll see this take over the entire world much, much quicker, in my opinion. But by the time you get to 2027 here, I'll go back to the graph here for you guys. When you get to 2027, you can see that the amount of classic audio only devices is much, much smaller, and the biggest percentage of devices that are being sold actually have a combination of a Bluetooth Classic and LE audio, or are just LE audio. In fact, it's probably around 70+% of all Bluetooth devices are going to have this new form of audio, which you'll be able to access in Auracast Broadcast. Now, the other thing that I want to show you, the other statistic that I want to show you here, is the amount of Auracast locations that are going to be available here in the next 5 years from now. So it's 2025 right now. So by 2030, they're expecting 2.5 million locations worldwide have Auracast capabilities, meaning public venues that are going to be having an Auracast transmitter and broadcasting their audio for anybody who has Auracast enabled or LE audio Bluetooth enabled devices inside of their ears to pick up on that Auracast transmission. Now, I don't know how many facilities in the world have a hearing loop installed for people who have hearing aids with telecoils to gain access to that audio, but I bet you it is nowhere even close to 2.5 million places, right? My clinic is one of them, but if you go and you look on HLAA's website, to their Loop Finder website, there's hardly any places listed in the greater Phoenix area, and the greater Phoenix area is like 6 million people, and you've got a handful of places that actually have telecoil capabilities because they have a hearing loop installed. This is going to be substantially cheaper for public venues to be able to install these Auracast systems, and it is going to be much more accessible to anybody, not just individuals with hearing loss who have Auracast enabled hearing aids. It's going to be available for everyone, and that's why I think this adoption curve, when you look at a typical adoption curve, you got the early people. In fact, I am considering myself now one of these early people because I actually have an order placed for an Auracast transmitter that I'm going to put inside of my clinic so we can broadcast audio to all of our patients and show them how it works. But you have this adoption curve here to where few people, test things out. These are more of like the people who are into tech and all of that. Then you go to kind of like the early majority of people where it's like, okay, so you've got more and more people seeing that, okay, this is becoming a thing. And then you have the massive market where everybody is now all of a sudden wanting this technology. It's just a question of how fast do you get through this adoption curve. I do not think that this adoption curve is going to be like a typical bell curve where you have very, very few people on the early side and very, very few people on the far end side. I think it's going to be heavily weighted to the far left of the bell curve where you get a lot of people really quickly wanting to use this technology, primarily because the devices you buy are going to have it anyway. A lot of hearing aids that are being sold right now already have LE audio Bluetooth capabilities inside of them. A couple of them are still lagging behind, but most of them have it already. A lot of the wireless headphones and earbuds that you're buying nowadays, a lot of them have LE audio Bluetooth already. So I just don't think that it's going to be an issue where the adoption is super, super slow with this Auracast broadcast audio because everybody's going to have it or the capability of benefiting from it already. So it's not like you're having to a chicken and the egg issue here. Basically, all of the people who want to be able to use it are going to have access to it. So then it's just a matter of the public venues being like, well, do we actually want to broadcast the audio? Because everybody has a way to listen to it now. And that will probably be the cheapest way to comply with the Americans with Disabilities Act here in the United States, at least, to where now all you have to do is purchase a relatively inexpensive Auracast transmitter box, broadcast the audio, and you're taken care of. That's it. You don't have to install any expensive, hearing loop system inside of your public venue. So I don't think that it is going to take 5 years before we start seeing 2.5 million places have ability to do Auracast broadcast audio when it comes to public venues. I think that we're going to see it much sooner, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Is this a feature that you guys are really excited about? Is it something that you could care less about? Is it something that you think you would use? Let me know down in the comment section, and as always, I'll see you next week.